In the annals of Sri Lanka's rich history, the colonial period stands as a transformative era marked by the ebb and flow of foreign powers shaping the island's destiny. From the arrival of the Portuguese in the early 16th century to the eventual departure of the British in 1948, each colonial power left an indelible mark on the cultural, political, and economic landscape of the island nation. Portuguese rule, 1505 to 1658. The dawn of the colonial era in Sri Lanka began with the arrival of the Portuguese in 1505. Initially drawn by the lure of spices and trade, the Portuguese soon sought to establish control over strategic coastal areas. However, their ambitions were met with staunch resistance from indigenous kingdoms, notably the Kingdom of Kandy in the Central Highlands. Despite facing opposition, the Portuguese managed to establish a foothold along the coast, setting the stage for over a century of colonial rule. Their dominance was characterized by a blend of trade, missionary activities, and military conquests. Yet, their control remained largely confined to coastal enclaves, with the interior regions eluding their grasp. Dutch dominion, 1658 to 1796, the Dutch East India Company, driven by commercial interests, succeeded the Portuguese in 1658 after ousting them from their coastal strongholds. Unlike their predecessors, the Dutch implemented a more systematic approach to colonial administration, establishing a network of forts and trading posts across the island. Under Dutch rule, Sri Lanka witnessed significant infrastructural development, with the construction of canals, roads, and buildings that still bear testament to their legacy. Furthermore, the Dutch left an enduring cultural imprint, influencing architecture, language, and cuisine. British ascendancy, 1796 to 1948, the dawn of the 19th century heralded a new chapter in Sri Lanka's colonial saga with the arrival of the British. Initially, the island fell under British control as a consequence of the Napoleonic Wars, with the Dutch ceding their territories in 1796. British rule brought about profound changes, reshaping the economic landscape through the introduction of plantation agriculture. Cash crops such as tea, rubber, and coffee were cultivated on a massive scale, transforming Sri Lanka into a lucrative hub of colonial commerce. This period also witnessed the emergence of a new social order, with British colonial elites exerting influence over local governance and institutions. Moreover, British rule spurred infrastructural development, with the construction of railways, telegraph lines, and administrative buildings. However, this period also saw the proliferation of social inequalities and tensions, as indigenous communities grappled with the repercussions of colonial exploitation and marginalization. The legacy of colonialism, as Sri Lanka transitioned from one colonial power to another, the echoes of the past continue to reverberate in its present-day reality. The legacy of colonialism is evident in the country's diverse cultural tapestry, linguistic heritage, and political landscape. While colonial rule brought about advancements in infrastructure and technology, it also sowed the seeds of discord and division, leaving behind a legacy of unresolved grievances and historical injustices. Today, as Sri Lanka charts its course in the 21st century, the scars of colonialism serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in the pursuit of national identity and reconciliation.